What is going on, everybody? Houndoom here, back with more randomised crystal. Now on the last episode we picked our starter. We got plenty of new encounters because obviously I spent quite a long time on the last episode. Didn't realise just quite how long I spent until I actually did it. But essentially what we're going to do on this episode is we're going to make our way through the Sprout Tower and hopefully we can get some money so that we can get our encounter in the Dark Cave. And then depending on how long we run, we might be able to get our way into the gym as well. Now, if we look at our team right now, you will notice a little bit of a change here with Joe. Now, I did cut a tiny little bit of the training from the beginning, but I've essentially just included a little bit of the grinding section just so that you can see it. And so I'm going to include that just now. I'll see you in just a sec. Alright, so we're back. As you saw there, our Joe managed to get up to level 8, which is the level I thought was relatively good for him. I feel like this level is pretty much where I need him to be, really. I haven't bothered training anyone else right now. I feel like he is probably the best bet. I'm going to lead with Rattata here, just to see what might be coming up in the Sprout Tower. Now, one other thing to add is I actually have changed the ROM ever so slightly to make it so that legendaries are now allowed on trainer rosters. I feel like I want to make the game a bit more difficult because, I mean, you know, it's a Nuzlocke. We're going to make things more difficult. Now, obviously, I'm unsure about what legendaries are going to possibly be used. Obviously, it's going to be all of them, but I don't know when they're going to pop up. I've not allowed me to catch legendaries, so that's going to make it extra difficult. But we've still got Sage Nico has here. Oh, fun. So, okay. Case in point then, here is a Moltres. Now I have done in light of this, I've done a little bit of research on the legendaries, just to kind of see what they might be hiding away. Moltres does have some power. It carries both Ember and Wing attack. It's Zapdos that I've got to watch out most for. Zapdos and Ho-Oh. They're two Pokemon, oh, and Lugia as well. They're Pokemon that I really need to look out for because they carry some super powerful moves, particularly Lugia and Ho-Oh. Lugia and Ho-Oh only actually have Aeroblast and Sacred Fire, respectively, which are obviously very powerful moves. So Meowth there, and a Phanpy. I will stay in for that. Now, unfortunately, I don't think Joe here actually learns any decent moves, which is why I'm kind of hoping we can get something good in the Dark Cave. But having said that, we don't know what Pokemon are actually going to be in the gym, because it's all multi-type now because of Randomiser, so we'll see what we can find. But I think it's probably best if we lead with, just in case that there's any legendaries around particularly. I mean, it's all flying types that are the bad ones. And then the only one that isn't super effective against Electabuzz is Zapdos, but Zapdos can't really take me down too well. Carries Thundershock and Wing Attack. Thundershock and Drill Peck, which are obviously very powerful moves, but not particularly good against Electabuzz. So we should have some. We should be a little bit easier there. Onyx. Great. This is a Pokemon I really can't deal with. I think this thing only carries Tackle, but even then. Let's have a look at the... yeah, let's just bring Joe in, I think. I don't think this thing has Rock Throw at level 3. If it does, I might be in trouble. Screech. It's not what I want to be seeing right now. Anyway, we'll hit it with Vice Grip. It's a 2-hit KO. Well, that's a critical hit. Alright, how much is that tackle going to do? Oh. Oh. Okay, well, never mind then. That really didn't hurt that bad, even with the Screech. God, how much defense do you have? How much defense do you have? You managed to take an Onyx down in 3 hits. Well, with the critical hit. Cloyster. I will stay against that. Why the heck not? Man, I love Cloyster. Cloyster's such a fun Pokemon. I love it to bits. Obviously, it's not nearly as good in this generation as it is in later ones, but still, it's an amazing Pokemon all the same, and it looks awesome. Why do you have Protect? Why do you have Protect? That's not fair. I don't want to have to look at Protect. Particularly if you have freaking Withdraw. Just making you take longer. Oh, stop with the Protect. Come on, Cloyster. Stop with the Protect. I don't want to see that right now. Frankly, I'd rather use Aurora Beam. Regardless of that, it's dead. And Joe grew to level 9. Good, good. That's a mammoth attack stat right there. And an Electabuzz. Alright, well, we're staying against this thing. Obviously, this thing's going to have a monstrous Thunder Punch coming my way, but either way, we're going to hit it with Vice Grip, and it OHKOs. So there we go. Nice, nice. So I did actually also find out, as you'll see in the grinding video, that it actually was possible for me to get an Elekid on Route 31, which would have been interesting if I'd actually got one. Kind of glad we didn't, obviously. Parasect wasn't exactly the best Pokemon I could get, but there's actually Golbat on both Route 31 and 30, which is kind of strange. Vampy! I'd have been happy with you, even though you don't learn any ground type moves. I think it, like, level 40, like late 40s or 50, it learns Earthquake, which is like new. Doesn't even get Magnitude in this game, which is how much it sucks. As much as I love Vampy, it's so awesome. Alright, what have you got for me? Primate. Okay, well I really could have done with being into Joe for this. But regardless of that, we're just going to smack it with the Thunder Punch, because it's not particularly defensive, and it's a level 3, so we're not going to have too many problems. And it just goes down in 1 hit. Nice! Alright, what else you got? A Pichu! Okay, well I can switch into my Pinsir for this. See, Pinsir has no problems taking this thing down, even if it has a Thunder Shock, which it will. No problems, that should probably OHKO. Yep, Pichu's pretty weak defensively. And lastly, we have Executor. Yeah, I can strain against this thing. I don't think this thing carries Confusion. It might do, but I know that I know it has Barrage at least. It might have Confusion. Barrage missed. I can't remember. I can't honestly remember if it does or not. Either way, it's dead now. And Pinsir got up to level 10. God, that attack stat is really, really nice. And its defences are not too shabby either, which is why it's not a bad Pokemon to keep around, regardless of what happens. I think I will go grab that item as well. But let's see what you're gonna do. Jin. We have a Houndoom. That's the second one we've seen in this LP, and it's teasing me because I want one. I want one bad. I mean, to be honest, I want a Houndour, but a Houndoom would be amazing too. Look at that experience, though. I mean, your defences are actually not that bad, frankly. Your defences seem to be on par with my pincers, which seems to be quite strange. Alright, will we get a potion? I'm happy with that. Potions are always good up in here. Uh-oh, another encounter. What are we going to see? A Geodude? Looks like to me that we might have actually got one of the best encounters in this place. I mean, a Geodude would have been quite nice. I mean, I would have not had any problems with a Geodude. I've never actually used one either. So it would have been nice to have one, frankly. But, regardless of that, we're here. We have our pincer. I'm happy. We're going to keep leading with Electabuzz for this reason. Now this thing carries Leech Seed and Confusion, I believe. Now I don't know if I'm going to want to stay in against this thing. I don't think it carries a Grass type move other than Leech Seed. But I'm going to go ahead and switch into Joe, I think, because Joe will actually be able to take this thing down a little bit better than Electabuzz, just because obviously it doesn't have a resisted move. Now, how much is this Confusion going to do? It's obviously Stab and... okay, it's not too bad, not too bad. Alright, how much is this Vice Grip going to do? Obviously, this is quite a powerful Pokemon. If I get a Celebi, I will be pumped. I love Celebi. It is low-key one of my favourite legendaries. I love it to bits. Heal Bell. To be quite honest, I didn't know that move even existed in Gen 2. I thought it was only in Gen 3. Either way, the Celebi goes down. Doesn't give that much experience, but hey-ho. But Joe, you need healing. You need healing. If we have something that Electabuzz can't take down, you need to be here. We have a potion down here. You need to be here. Particularly if we run into another Onix, or more importantly, a Steelix. Or just any ground type, frankly. Any ground type is Joe's business. Alright, what have you got? Sage Troy. You got an Oddish. Okay, well, I'm pretty sure that Rattata here can take this thing down. I mean, this thing's obviously going to have all manner of status moves, but frankly, it's not going to matter too much because it's an Oddish. So, Sweet Scenting, which failed, interestingly. Thunder Punch is going to be doing more than the Quick Attack, so it's not really necessary to be going for the Quick Attack right now. Because when you factor in the Stab and everything, it's more powerful than the Quick Attack. But this time I'll go for the Quick Attack, just in, you know, may as well. Conserve power points. 117 experience, and we're going to fight a Natu. I can take this thing down with Joe, why not? Natu always looks really strange in this generation. I don't know. I always thought it looked really strange because its left eye, or I guess its right eye technically, looks really weirdly placed. I don't know. And its beak doesn't look like a beak. I don't know. Natu just looked kind of strange in this generation. I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was about it that always just seemed really strange. Xatu was fine. Xatu was fine, but it was just Natu. It was really weird. I couldn't work out what it was supposed to look like. Obviously, in later generations, I've soon found out. But yeah, I like Natu. I like Natu a lot. Oh God, it's you. You are indeed skilled as a trainer. As promised, here is your HM. But let me say this. You should treat your Pokémon better. The way you battle is far too harsh. Pokémon are not tools of war. Huh. He claims to be the elder, but he's weak. It stands to reason. I'd never lose to fools who babble about being nice to Pokémon. I only care about strong Pokémon that can win. I really couldn't care less about weak Pokémon. And he's an escape rope. Bye! Speaking of escape ropes, I'll take mine. Because I can't be bothered running back through this place. So good of you to come here, as Brown Tower is a place of training. People and Pokémon test their bonds to build a bright future together. I am the final test. Allow me to check the ties between your Pokémon and you. Alright, just don't have a legendary and we'll all be set. I've seen 2 legendaries already. Magmar! Alright, this will be fun. Magmar versus Electabuzz. Magmar versus Electabuzz. It seems like it's meant to be, doesn't it? Obviously, I think this thing's going to likely have Fire Punch, so this is going to be difficult to tell. Oh, no, I'm just not going to use it. Alright, fine. If you don't want to use it, you feel free, Magmar. That's absolutely fine by me. Oh, tons of experience. I'm liking that. Alright, what else you got? A Drowsy. Alright, well, I think Joe is pretty much fine to take that thing down. It's a Drowsy after all. I love Drowsy. As weak as it actually is, it's such a cool Pokemon. As weak and as creepy as it is a cool Pokemon. As tanky as hell. But I'm glad that didn't hit, because I hate that. I hate Hypnosis in this generation, because it always seems to hit a lot more than usual. And lastly, we have a Mankey. I can stand against that. It's always fun when the lowly sages have Moltres and Celebi, and then you've got a Mankey and a Drowsy and a Magmar. I mean, your strongest Pokemon is the Mankey, which is actually probably your weakest Pokemon in the grand scheme of things, but hey-ho. Either way, I will take my level up. Well done, Joe. You did what you needed to do there. Oh, also, I believe that I've also made it so that I don't send my I don't send my money to my mum anymore, which I decided was probably going to be a better idea, just because I want to keep all of my money for Pokeballs, which I'm obviously running very short of at the moment. So obviously we get Flash. This isn't particularly useful, and we're not going to be needing it for the Dark Cave, because we're not going through there. Not that we could anyway, but we'll use this escape rope because it's not exactly like we're going to need it for anywhere else. So what I think I might do is I might go ahead and buy Pokeballs right now, and then we'll head on over to the Dark Cave and we'll see what we can find. We will see what we can find. I can buy 6. That's absolutely fine. I don't know if I've got any left. I believe the answer is no. But I might do. I don't remember actually. If I'm completely honest, I do not remember. But either way, we're going to go ahead and heal, and then we'll head on over to the Dark Cave, and I think we're good enough to fight the gym in this episode. I think we are. Why the heck not? Let's do it. It's going to be interesting to see what the gym leader's going to have. Could end up having like 3 Hoppips. Unlikely, but like ridiculous Pokemon. I mean, this is an LP where we haven't seen any Pokemon from either the Rattata, Pidgey, or thingy lines. Rattata, Pidgey, or Spearow lines. Which is kind of funny in a way. Alright, Dark Cave. Let's see what we can find. I just wish we had Thunder Wave on my Electabuzz. Come on. Come on, this is a Dark Cave. I should be able to find Pokemon. There we go. What are we going to find? A Vaporeon! Oh! I don't know what moves you have, but I'm sure down to have you. I need a weaken you, though. For God's sake, I need a weaken you. But what with is the question. Let's have a look at stats here. 12. Fun. 8. Well, actually, Lisa, you have Stun Spore, so let's switch out to you. Hopefully this thing doesn't have Aurora Beam or something. That would be not very good. So, it'd be also kind of good to see what moves this thing has. I don't think this thing's actually going to be able to learn Water Gun yet, but we can at least see. Another Tail Whip. Don't know how I feel about that. This thing might very well have Tackle, but... oh, look at it taking that. Right, that missed. Thank God for that. This thing is going to be quite difficult to catch, so we do have to watch out for it. Don't crit, don't crit, don't crit, don't crit, thank you. Alright, well we're taking that relatively well. So, we've got 7 Pokeballs, so I think we're in good shape to take to be able to get this thing. I really would like to get this thing. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Awesome, so we have a Vaporeon then. I wonder what moves this thing learns, frankly. Alright, so... Vaporeon, then. What can we call you? A male that's slightly related to water in Family Guy and Simpsons. Alright, well, I'm going to name you. This isn't necessarily going to have to always be names like about, like that are just characters. I'm going to name you Car Wash after one of the funniest bits in The Simpsons Guy. So awesome. Let's go see what you're like. I would love to see what you're like. I don't know what you have. Probably nothing. You're probably just going to have Tackle and Tail Whip. If you do, I'll end up seeing what moves you actually learn, because you may end up being very useful. You may end up being completely pointless, but you don't know until you look. But I believe at level 2 this thing's probably only going to have the likes of yeah. God, I hate having to do this every single time you want to move Pokemon. Right, Vaporeon. I want to see what you got. Tackle and Tail Whip. Pretty respectable stats for level 2 though, let's face it. Alright, well I am actually going to quickly check this thing's what this thing has. So it is going to do that for just a second. It learns Water Gun at level 16, Aurora Beam at level 36 rather. It essentially has to deal with Tackle and Sand Attack and Tail Whip until level 16 when it gets Water Gun. That's kind of depressing. Alright, well we'll keep you in the box. I am healed, aren't I? Well, Lisa isn't, but I think we're good. Okay. So I think it's high time we fight the gym. I think we're going to lead with Joe here. Just pray there aren't anybody any flying types in a flying type gym. I know, it sounds stupid. What do you got? What do you got? Maybe I am good enough to beat Faulkner. How would you know, huh? Maybe you'll find out, but maybe I'll beat ya. Right, Abe has a Parasect. Please don't poison me. In fact, just don't status me at all, yeah? Level 9. Level 9. I don't like that. Oh. Oh. Can you keep using Scratch? That'd be great. That'd be great. Just don't use it. Thank you. Thank you for not using any other move, because I would not have appreciated a status this early on. Alright, so we get tons of experience from that little Parasect there. This can't be true! But it is. Bye! I'm gonna fight you. What do you got? The keyword is Guts. Those here are training night and day to become bird Pokemon Masters. Come on! Well, your buddy down there might have some trouble, bearing in mind he's got a Parasect, but let's see what you're packing, huh? A Squirtle. Alright. Alright. Alright, well I can deal with the Squirtle. I can deal with the Squirtle. Squirtle's fine. This thing isn't particularly difficult to deal with, so we'll have some... It's fine just now, it's fine just now. And what else you got? What is your last Pokemon? You have a Bulbasaur. I don't know why my voice just did that, but there we go. So, you have 2 starters then. That's fun. It's always going to be interesting to see in this randomizer when it's going to be like kind of interesting teams that go together. It's like here, there's obviously Bulbasaur and there's Squirtle. If only he'd had Charmander. We get to level 12. Thank God for that. So we're going to be all set for the gym leader. I'm going to use a berry on you, and then we'll just fight him. We will just fight him. No time like the present. I think we're pretty much as ready as we're ever going to be, Faulkner, so let's do this thing. People say you can clip flying type Pokemon's wings with a jolt of electricity. I won't allow such insults to bird Pokemon. I'll show you the real power of the magnificent bird Pokemon. Neglects to ever say that they're flying types, but whatever. Alright, Faulkner, let's do this thing. What do you got? You got a Shuckle. great. This thing's going to be a monster to take down. Again, another bug type. we've come into contact with a bug type, 2 bug types and a grass type, which kind of seems counterintuitive for a flying type gym, but it's randomised, so I'm just here. Alright, withdraw, I don't care about that because I'm going to be using Thunder Punch, which is a special move in this generation, so I'm just going to go ahead and use that. This thing's going to be a monster. Oh, it's a 2-hit KO. How did that happen? I'm happy with that, so let's take this thing down very quickly, because this thing is a beast. Defensively, anyway. Alright, what else do you got? What is your last Pokemon? It is a Squirtle again. Alright, well, we'll let Joe take that down. I mean, it is going to literally be thinking about, ooh, are you going to have a Pokemon that's going to be insanely difficult to deal with? This time, nah. You had some pretty easy Pokemon, I have to say. Although that Squirtle's taking some hits. It is, it's taking some hits. Oh, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Really? Really? You had to do that? Really? Now you're going to use a potion, aren't you? Oh. Okay, well, if you're not going to bother, then that's fine. Alright, awesome. Yay! We have our first badge! Zephyr badge! We have it now! Thank you, Faulkner. Zephyr badge raises the attack power of Pokemon. It also enables Pokemon to use Flash if they have it anytime. Here, take this too. Well, this is possibly one of the worst TMs ever. This is a mud slap. Really, I'm dead serious. Okay. Both defensively and offensively. No, 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 no. Just defensively. Trust me on that. Oh yes, I've just realised. This is going to be the egg, isn't it? This is going to be the egg. Now the only thing about this egg is that I'm probably going to wait until I get the... oh yeah, he's here, isn't he? I'm probably going to wait until I get to Goldenrod and get the bike before I come back and get this thing, because I want it to be my encounter for Violet City. Because it's a bit... yeah, it's a bit funky for me to be running around with an egg and it possibly hatching and becoming my first encounter for somewhere. I don't really want that. And also by staying here, it means that this is, regardless of whether it says Violet City or not, this will be where this encounter is for. Now how much money did that gym give me? Battled 2 trainers and a gym leader, so... Alright, well let's take 5. And then we'll buy a potion. We'll buy a potion. Alright, so I think we'll end this episode off here. On the next episode I think we'll get a couple of encounters. Let's finish off here. We'll be able to get an encounter on Route 35? Is that the route that's west of us? We can obviously get one south of us as well. We can't get anything in the Ruins of Alph just now because we can't access the grass and we don't have surf or a fishing rod at that either. But thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode and I will see all of you guys very, very soon. Have a good one.